Today has been quite a chaotic day in several parts of the country, including in Nyandarua County, of course, in Kisii County, where there were several rallies by opposition which were attacked or mad by hooliganism. Of course, we've got that and much more lined up for you, and as well as a special feature in regards to the health care crisis in the country. Stay tuned in for that particular feature story. Now we've got that and much more lined up for you. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, and you can as well send us your feedback through our SMS line, that is 23059, and EBN Weekend Edition starts now. And the driver attached to Murang'a Governor Irungu Kang'ata was shot with a stray bullet in the chest after violence erupted during the Alinda Mwananchi public rally on Sunday. The incident occurred when suspected hooligans that alleged disrupted the meeting, which was being led by Governor Kang'ata, forcing the gathering into chaos. The injured driver was reportedly caught in the violence and sustained a gunshot wound to the chest. Speaking after the incident, Governor Kang'ata, alongside other Alinda Mwananchi leaders, strongly condemned the attack, describing it as a threat to democratic freedoms and peaceful political engagement. The leaders called on security agencies to launch their investigations into the shooting, identify those responsible, and ensure they are arrested and prosecuted in accordance with the law.
We were first stoned while in church, AIPCA. My vehicle was blocked. It was also confiscated by goons. My driver was injured by police. There was a shooting incident where he was shot. We came here in peace. We don't carry anything. We are only talking. We are only discussing. But it's so inhumane that what we get in return is being stoned.
Honorable Oundo has had first aid administered on him, and Governor Kang'ata, who is just recovering from an injury, has also been hurt. We thank the people of Nyahururu, especially the young men who repelled the attackers.
They have broke my hand. You can see how it has been swollen, but I'm going to soldier on. We are not going to go back. We are going to fight until the end. If we are genderless, we are brainless, we are useless, then why are you attacking us? We are saying that we will not relent.
Right to some more kills. Several people have been injured after two groups of suspected goons clashed in Kisumu County, leaving a trail of destruction and raising fresh concerns over political violence in the region. The confrontation saw more than 5 motorcycles set ablaze as the rival groups engaged in violent confrontations. The chaos erupted began after one group attempted to storm ACK Stevens Church, the ACK St. Stephen's Church, where Governor James Orengo and Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna were attending a church service. The incident disrupted the peaceful gathering as security concerns heightened amid the confrontation. The leaders later condemned the violence, describing it as unacceptable and a threat to democratic freedoms and peaceful political engagement. Governor Orengo said, and Governor Orengo and Senator Edwin Sifuna, that is Nairobi Senator, accused the government of failing to effectively address the rising addressing the rising case of political violence and insecurity, calling for urgent action to curb the activities of criminal groups.
If you want to go to Haiti, Haiti is here. And the violence and the audacity of the violence, the way it is being perpetrated, organized, and carried out, has got the hand of the state in it.
Nobody looking at the pictures that have come out of Kisumu today, or indeed in Nyahururu, can be proud of such a country that you have people just brandishing weapons and walking and marching in the streets to go and attack a congregation in church. I mean, this is the lowest I think we have sunk.
We must speak and we must love one another, isn't it? The notion that if somebody has a different political persuasion, then that person is your enemy, is what we want to discuss. Because we have one country, and it belongs to all of us.
Now, opposition leaders have raised concerns over escalating violence during campaigns for the All-Kalau parliamentary by-election, warning that the unrest could undermine the credibility of the electoral process. The leaders have called on the government to take immediate action and restore peace in the area, saying residents should be allowed to freely choose their preferred candidate during the by-election scheduled for Thursday. They accused authorities of failing to address the repeated incidences of violence, urging security agencies to ensure a peaceful environment for voters, candidates, and campaign teams. The opposition leaders also cautioned the Independent Electoral Monitoring Commission, that is the IEBC, against postponing the election, insisting that the people of all Kalau have a constitutional right to participate in the democratic process.
Do justice for your country. That is all we are saying. Kama kuna goons wanaingizwa huko, ita IGC, Inspector General Kanja. Mwite even DCI mkubwa yao anaitwa Amin. Call the entire infrastructure security. Useme that by-election must continue.
We are not being fair to you. We are not being fair to you by remaining silent na kushinda kila wakati tukisema tutawaambia, tutawapatia lini.
Under no circumstance will the country hear any other story other than the democratic right of the people of Kalau is respected.
Walioleta fujo Malava, kule Mbeere, kule Pwani. We want to see IEBC not applying double standards. Hatua ichukuliwe kwa wote.
While still matters politics, various political leaders have called for calm and peaceful elections in all Kalau constituency following recent incidences of chaos, including the alleged attack on a vehicle belonging to the Democracy for Citizens Party, that is the DCP. Speaking during Sunday church services in the area, leaders from different political parties urged residents, candidates, and their supporters to embrace peace and allow voters to freely choose their preferred leaders ahead of the parliamentary by-election. The leaders conducted last-minute campaigns as political parties made their final appeals to voters, with calls for restraint dominating their messages amid heightened tension in the constituency. Meanwhile, the Independent Electoral Monitoring Commission, that is the IEBC, has completed training for officials who will oversee the by-election as preparations enter the final stage.
Matunda ambao sisi tunagojea ni matunda ya kuishi na amani kati yetu. We pray that this seed of peace is going to say no to violence.
Kwa hivyo kama kuna askari wanakuja kutusaidia kwa by-election, tunawakaribisha hapa. Avae uniform na sheria inasema uniform yake hiyo na service number yake.
Tuwe na peace tukifanya haya yote ambayo tunayafanya, kwa sababu yataisha.
You do not need to fight your neighbor, because hata kama mimi naambiwa ati unapigana ndio Timothy aingie kwa bunge, nitakwambia just leave it. You don't need to fight your neighbor.
Yetu ilikuwa ni kuomba kura, na tukishaomba kura tutaachia watu wa Kalau nao wachagulie yule mbunge wanataka. Kama ningeulizwa mimi kama senator wao, yule mbunge anayewafaa zaidi ni Sami, Douglas, Kamau, wawewe.
Huyu kijana amekuwa na mheshimiwa Kiarao for 13 years. Kwa hivyo anajua maono ambayo Kiarao alikuwa na.
Do not cordon off regions. Ati hii ni region ya kabila fulani, hii ni region ya chama fulani. Hata kwangu Saboti, I want to compete with a DCP candidate.
Now, President William Ruto has defended the broad-based government arrangement, saying the unity formed after the 2024 youth-led Gen Z protest has helped restore stability and strengthen national cohesion. Speaking during a church service at ACK St. Martin's Cathedral, President William Ruto said the partnership between different political actors has created a platform for dialogue and cooperation in addressing the country's development challenges. The head of state also invited opposition leaders who have not yet joined his administration to work together in advancing the national development agenda. President William Ruto said collaboration among leaders remains critical in promoting peace, unity, and economic progress, urging political actors to put aside differences and focus on issues affecting Kenyans.
Vile nilisema pale mbeleni, hakuna sehemu ya Kenya tutawacha nyuma. Nataka muelewe kabisa, kwa sababu najua kuna watu wengi wanashangaa ya kwamba hata zile sehemu mimi sijapigiwa kura nyingi, mimi nimepanga mambo ya maendeleo kila sehemu ya Kenya. Ni kwa sababu neno la Mungu linatufundisha maneno ya umoja. And that is why I have made a commitment that we are going to work with everybody in the Republic of Kenya. Ndio nikatengeneza serikali ya broad based, kuunganisha Wakenya wale wote ambao wako na nia ya kufanya kazi pamoja.
Now, still on matters politics, Jubilee Party Secretary General Moitalel Ole Kenta has criticized Democracy for Citizens Party leader Rigathi Gachagua over his alleged opposition to the Linda Mwananchi campaigns in Kiharu, Murang'a County. Speaking during a retirement ceremony for a teacher in Narok County, Ole Kenta accused Gachagua of making remarks that he said reflect dictatorial tendencies and contradicted the principles of democracy. The Jubilee official defended the right of citizens to engage in political activities, saying democratic spaces must be protected regardless of political affiliations. Ole Kenta also urged young people to support the Jubilee Party, saying the party envisions a Kenya where children and the youth have opportunities to achieve their dreams, live peacefully and prosper.
Amemtunza katika imegharimu Mungu. Bwana asifiwe. Najua jambo asante.
Tisomwine engera uri kitoi.
We want a country where our children get a chance to realize their dreams, to live in peace and to prosper. Not a country of one or two individuals. We as Jubilee are saying we want Linda Mwananchi wakuje tufanya kazi pamoja. Kama mtakikani mahali ingine, sisi Jubilee tumewa. We are accepting you and we are welcoming you with open hands. And we don't want as a party any dictatorship. We don't care where the dictatorship comes from. If it comes from part of the opposition or if it comes from the government, we want a free country where democracy reigns. So hii mambo ya kusema ati hatutaki watu fulani mahali ingine, tunataka wengine, tunataka wa Kenya wajumuike pamoja wajenge nchi yao.
Now, ODM leaders from Western Kenya have announced plans to lobby for the region to secure the deputy president position in negotiations expected between the Orange Democratic Movement, that is the ODM, and the United Democratic Alliance, that is the UDA, ahead of the 2027 election. Speaking in Vihiga town during a meeting with ODM delegates, the leaders led by cooperatives and micro, small and medium enterprises Cabinet Secretary, that is Wycliffe Oparanya, said the Western Kenya region must be considered for a key role in political arrangement ahead of the polls. Oparanya said the party has begun efforts to strengthen ODM's grassroots support in the region by bringing together members and mobilizing supporters ahead of the 2027 elections. The leaders maintained that ODM remains a strong political outfit and will not be dissolved or merged with another party, insisting that the party will continue to exist as it prepares for the upcoming elections.
Tumeamua katika ODM tuingie mazungumzo na UDA. Tukifika kule mbele, lakini tuwe na watu wetu. Tunaingia mazungumzo, pati yetu itakuwa hapo, UDA itakuwa hapo, tusikizane vile tutaenda kwa elections next year. Hakuna ingine itameza ingine. Kama nakumeza tutakataa.
Remain intact and shaken in our house of ODM. Kwa sababu without numbers we are doomed. So Vihiga from governor to MCA, mutafanya hiyo kitu. Tutapata MCAs, MPs, senators, all the way paka kwa governor. Because we are going to work as a family that has been wounded and wounded so deeply.
Now, Public Service Cabinet Secretary Geoffrey Roku has urged the Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka to quit the opposition coalition and work with President William Ruto's administration, arguing that the move will benefit the Kamba community. Speaking in Kitui County after being installed as an elder by the Kamba Council of Elders, Roku said Kalonzo's political future will be better served by cooperating with the government Rather than remaining in the opposition, the CS accused DCP party leader, that is Rigathi Gachagua, of misleading Kalonzo politically, claiming that the opposition alliance would limit opportunities for development in the Ukambani region. Ruku further stated that he would use his position in government to push for the implementation of the development projects in the region, which he claimed has lagged behind due to years of opposition politics.
Kalonzo Musyoka ni kiongozi mzuri. Amekuwa kwa uongozi wa hii Kenya miaka mingi. Lakini anashikana na wakora. Anashikana na mkora mmoja ambaye anashikana na yeye ni huyo mtu anaitwa Wamonyoro. Juzi tu akiwa naibu wa rais, alikuwa anasema Wakamba ni watu wachache, wangonje, hawakusaidia kutengeneza serikali. Mnapenda kiongozi wenu ambaye anaitwa Kalonzo Musyoka, lakini mumwambie ya kwamba atafute William Ruto, wakae chini, watengeneze serikali ya 2027-2032.
Right, now let's get sporty. And Kenya's junior starlets have secured qualification for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup after defeating South Africa's Botswana 3-1 at the Nyayo National Stadium, completing a commanding 5-1 aggregate victory in the final round of the qualifiers. Backed by a spirited home crowd, the junior starlets delivered another impressive performance to seal their place at the global tournament, extending their dominance over their South African opponents across the two-legged tie. Speaking after the match, Junior Starlets head coach Mildred Cheche praised the players for their determination, discipline and teamwork throughout the qualification campaign. She described the achievement as a proud moment for Kenya football and commended the squad for executing the team's game plan under pressure. Cheche said the team's focus now shifts to preparing thoroughly for the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup.
Firstly, let me congratulate the Kenyans. They deserved, because you remember how we lost the game first leg. We knew it won't be easy away from home, but I'm proud of my girls. They did their best. It's just that sometimes the game, you'll try everything, then the result will do otherwise. Yeah, yes, our journey ended today, but for our country, this is a pathway, because we still have girls who are 15 years, 16 years. These are young players. For me, this is a lesson that we need to take and go home and try to do the best for the next.
Imekuwa safari nzuri, tunashukuru Mungu mahali ametufikisha. Haijakuwa rahisi, lakini tunafurahia ushindi wa leo. Kipindi cha kwanza wengi wao walikuwa wameogopa kiasi. Sasa tukarudi kwa changing room, tukaongea, tukawakumbusha wako nyumbani. Hata kama wajaicheza na fans wengi hivi, wa step up, wako nyumbani, watupatie results, na wamefanya hivyo. Siri ni Mungu. Tunaomba sana Mungu, na ametufikisha hapa na ametuleta mpaka hapa mwisho. Haijakuwa rahisi, lakini amefanya vyema. Kile kinachofuata ni kuprepare for World Cup. Haitakuwa rahisi pia, kwa sababu tunataka kupita group stage, so tutajitahidi zaidi.
Well, tonight we take an in-depth look at Kenya's healthcare system and the promises made under the Social Health Authority, that is SHA. While the government says the reforms are expanding access to quality healthcare, growing concerns over funding, alleged fraud and treatment delays have raised difficult questions. In our special report by Leticia Fandi, The Price of Staying Alive, we examine the gap between promise, reality and what it means for ordinary Kenyans seeking life-saving care. Take a look.
When Kenya promised universal healthcare, it was meant to save lives, not raise more questions. But today, billions are missing, systems are failing, and patients are still paying the price. In 2023, the government introduced the Social Health Authority, replacing the long-standing NHIF, promising affordable healthcare for all.
So from where I sit, I am comfortable that starting 1st of July, Kenyans now need to start registration into SHA, and besides registration, also pay for their medical insurance. It's important for people to register because, one, the primary healthcare fund is being paid for by government, but you will not be able to access services if you are not registered. So you must register for Social Health Authority. When you move to the second level of service, you need to be paid up. So first, register.
Some facilities claim to be offering services that are not available, so we are mapping out and also looking at the services that are being delivered. And equally, that will be matched to the digital platform so that we can also monitor.
At the center of these promises is President William Ruto. The government says the system could generate up to 90 billion shillings annually to support healthcare.
How much money has been made available in health? From our own contributions in SHA, we're going to have something like 90 billion every year. From our own resources in equipment, we have mobilized, we have designed innovative, creative mechanism of delivery of equipment. We are now taking equipment to hospitals worth 200 billion shillings. Not equipment we are paid for, equipment we have structured, how they are going to deploy their own equipment, we pay them for service, and we make sure that we deliver health. So we are mobilizing close to 300 billion shillings using our own money, using our own intellectual capacity to deploy and to provide health to our citizens.
Driving these reforms is Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale. He insists hospitals must not turn patients away even during system challenges.
There are certain health facilities in our country that want to deny Kenyans to use their cover under SHA, and they give a lot of reasons. Sometimes they say the system is down. Sometimes they say we have a problem with the payments. You have signed a contractual agreement by law with the Social Health Authority. If we find that you have denied Kenya his basic constitutional right to the attainment of health care, not only shall we suspend you from the portal of SHA, we will go further and deny you the license to operate that. So you are denying a patient who is sick, who can die anytime because of your greed that SHA has not paid you. SHA will pay you in accordance with the law.
And at the operational level is Dr. Mercy Mwangangi, leading the Social Health Authority. In an interview, she maintains the system is stable and capable of delivering care to millions.
I've had in being able to talk to millions of Kenyans and explain to them what exactly SHA is. You've asked me, is SHA working? And I would say, yes, SHA is working. But I'd want to add on to say that perhaps what we need to do and how we have value. SHA is an authority, and SHA has 3 funds within it. And that's really important because if you compare and contrast, and I've heard a lot of people saying NHIF was better or NHIF did this, SHA is doing this. One of the pivotal things that government did is to be able to set up 3 funds within one. And we have to ask ourselves, what were they trying to cure? Why set up 3 funds within one? And the first thing is that there was need for us to invest in primary healthcare services for all Kenyans. And I must say, I've been a health economist for 15 years, and I've worked in different administrations in the Kenyan government. And I can tell you, for the first time in Kenya, we actually have an investment in primary healthcare services.
But behind these assurances, a different reality is emerging. Investigations have revealed billions of shillings lost through fraudulent claims within the system. Some facilities reportedly claimed payments for patients who never existed.
C-section is complicated first. It's a surgery, it's a theater. It's 30,000 reimbursement. But normal delivery is 10. And because of greed, it's a social problem. Somebody wants to force a mother to a C-section when she can do normal delivery. But because he's looking at the difference of the 20,000. We found one facility in a county where they told us level 3, they said they are doing C-section. So I walked into that facility. And I asked, the governor said that facility cannot do C-section because there's no theater. We have one patient whose dependent children were 381 in Kwale County. In Kwale County. And we are giving such patients, we are giving them to the DCI.
Why haven't we seen a single person take plea in the court of law for fraud or for corruption?
But beyond the numbers and investigations, the real impact is felt by patients. Nowhere is this more visible than in cancer care. At the Kenyatta National Hospital, delays in treatment have been linked to equipment breakdowns and system challenges. In some cases, patients had to wait for weeks or even months for radiotherapy treatment. And when machines fail, treatment stops. For patients battling cancer, these delays are not just inconvenient, they can be life-threatening.
Mother is supposed to be preparing for chemotherapy on Friday, second session. Up to now, we are being told the system downtime. Every day it is system downtime. People are taking 3-4 days here, coming every day for just simple visualization. What's going on? Is this a regional hospital for real? Is this what Kenyatta can do?
Madawa hakuna, naambiwa mwende mtafute madawa, tunapitia mashida kupata dawa. Unakuja huku hivi kwa system pia unaambiwa system iko low. Sasa unashindwa sasa hii ni hospitali kubwa hivi. Mbona tunakosa kupata usaidizi hivi?
Even as patients struggle, the government insists reforms will fix the system. But across the country, patients and hospitals continue to face delays, confusion and system failures.
Kwa sababu matibabu ni ya muhimu. Katiba sehemu ya 43 inasema afya ni haki ya kila Mkenya. Sio starehe ya watu wenye wako na pesa ama kazi ama uwezo. Kila Mkenya. Na mimi nataka niseme nikiwa hapa, tuelewane kabisa tukisonga mbele. Tumeweka pesa ya kulipia kila Mkenya akienda hospitali. Katika budget yetu ile inaitwa Primary Health Care Fund, tumeongeza pesa sasa ni bilioni 19. Yaani hiyo pesa bilioni 19 ni ya kuhakikisha ya kwamba mwananchi akienda pale kwa dispensary, aende kwa health center, atibiwe, apatiwe dawa, kama ni sindano adungwe, aende nyumbani. Pesa hiyo ndio ya kulipa gharama ya hospitali. Huyo mwananchi asiitishwe hata shilingi moja.
Kenya's healthcare system was built on a promise, but as the system struggles, patients continue to wait. The big question remains: can Kenya truly afford to get sick, or is this where we say old is gold? Letitia Afandi, EBN TV, Nairobi.
All right, quite informative and insightful story right there from Letitia Afandi. Thank you so much for that particular story. It is exactly 28 minutes past the top of the hour. That's not to wrap up our program here on EBN Weekend Edition. Do yourself a lovely night. Enjoy the rest of your viewing. And as always, let's do this again when God says you do.